Hello, my friends. Hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for coming back to my channel. And if you are someone who is brand new, I welcome you. I have a few new subscribers, and that's lovely. I love meeting new people. So welcome. I'm just sitting here on the floor in my dining room or living room. I'm having a really hard time with lighting. I was going to do this downstairs in my scrap room, but I can't because a lot of my what do you call those darn things? Pot lights. A lot of the pot lights are dying. A couple of them fizzled out this weekend, and we're replacing them as we are working on who are we kidding? It's actually me, as I'm working on renovating my scrapbook. But my husband or my dad are going to replace those lights, and we're just not there yet. So I can't film there. So sorry if this is not like ideal here. I'm trying. As you can see, there's a glare a little bit because these have the page protectors. The ones without page protectors look perfect, but I can't show you the albums without page protectors because I have the peekaboo pockets on quite a few pages. So bear with me. I hope it's not horrible. But what I'm showing you here, I remember telling you a couple videos ago that I just grabbed a random album one day off my shelf. And on my shelf, I'm not kidding you, not just on my shelf, but in a few tote boxes, I'm looking at about 112 unfinished albums. And that makes me sick to see that many that are in progress. I can't deal with that and I have to finish them. So I've been working on, I just randomly grabbed a 2012 album one day, and I've been working on trying to finish those layouts. So that's what I have to show you today. I haven't been working on anything recent, but also I haven't really been taking many pictures. So back then, like my kids were small and we did so much with the family and parks and all kinds of different things that I have a ton of pictures. But that, and I'm sure it's the same with all of you, um, you just have fewer things to scrapbook. And I'm okay with that. That's fine. I still have so much to catch up on. And I really do have a lot of photos throughout the years. So I'm not going to stress about that. But without further ado, let me get into this. Sadly, all these pages are from one event. So these are all from my niece's baptism. But that's okay because there's plenty more room in this album. It's not just an album about that. So let me get into that. I absolutely love scrapbooking fancier events because then I can use fancier goodies like this ribbon that I pulled out here that matches my father-in-law's shirt. You know, a little bit of blue with some sparkle in it. These sparkly butterflies that I probably wouldn't use on like a regular day at the park or whatever. And even these flowers that somebody once gave to me, and they were, it was a little 8x8 vellum sheet with these flowers. I fussy cut them and then I just backed them. I just put a little glue dot there and backed them on white because I kind of like that they have a bit of a shadow effect. So that's that. A couple more here and then some gems. And that's really it for that page. So it was my goddaughter's, obviously, baptism. I think I already said that. So this was at the house before church. And then we go to this page, which I absolutely adore. So I used very old Creative Memories paper that I had in my love/wedding iris container just because to me, that looks like I would use it for a wedding or, you know, something special. And it worked perfectly here, I think. So because it's a baby's baptism, I kind of livened it up a little with these butterflies and flowers. Those flowers I've had in my stash forever and a day. And I bet you all of us have these, right? But the butterflies came on a page, a 12 by 12 sheet, and I think there were 16 of them on there. And I just fussy cut them out. This was from Michael's, by the way, and I bought 2 sheets of those, and then I went back for more, and they had different kinds, which were more pastel, so I bought the last 2 sheets of those as well. Gosh, don't even get me started on Michael's. Michael's is not the place you want to go for scrapbook supplies anymore. If you're a Cricut girl, totally. It looks like everything's Cricut, but no, scrapbook supplies, not no more. So there's that. Here's my first use of flip-flops in this album. And I'm not a huge fan of these church pictures. They're so yellow. They look kind of ugh. But what can you do, right? That's the lighting in a church often. But I wanted the pictures in, so I'm glad that I have them hidden behind these flip-flops. Sorry, flip-flops are the close to my heart term. I have some of those, but I buy mostly Creative Memories since I am an advisor. So I have the peekaboo pockets, which are Creative Memories word for them. So I use it interchangeably because they're really the same thing. There's more inside the church pictures, and that my butterfly closes it off. I love this paper. This is a paper that I bought a long time ago. Can you even see that? Has some dimension on it. It's also from Michael's from a long time ago. Very pretty. I like that, and there's gold in the butterfly, so that works. And oops, that brings me to this page. I have had this sheet of paper for so long, and somehow it seemed to work perfectly for this. The church floor, most of these church carpets seem to be this deep red, and this paper has that deep orangish kind of red, so that worked. And then there's that blue shirt that kind of matched all the blue there, and it worked. I put a little bit of gold ribbon here. It bothered me at first that the bottom frayed, but now I kind of like it. I think it's cute. A few gems, and also if you look closely, there are gems on the flowers too. So the little red ones, I have these little fake diamonds, and then on the white flowers, I have these little black gems. And then, where are they? I had fussy cut out of a jelly bean soup paper, a whole bunch of these little butterflies. So they're on there. And then here's just a very little flower that came out of a Bella Boulevard cat collection. Not a collection, but a cat. They have those cutouts now. This one came from a cat kit. So I just used that. It was leftover. I didn't use it on the layout that I used the rest of it on. So there's that. Here's an overview. Looks good to me. Nothing much to it. This page. So I remember saying in a couple of my previous videos that sometimes when I am doing an event, I kind of pull stuff out that's not talking about the event specifically. So in this case, I had all these pictures of the boys, and I figured why not just do a masculine page, just the boys, instead of the whole thing talking just about the baptism. There's only so much you can say, right? So that's what I did here, and then I livened it up with some blue again. I used this, oh my goodness, this rubber tag thing. I've had that for so long, and I never ever knew how to use it. So I put it there with some twine. I have these little clouds up here that I used, a little bird. That's it. Really nothing much to it. I love this paper. I don't know where it's from, but I think it's close to my heart, from their like Disney collection. Although they're not allowed to say Disney, right? None of us are. When it comes to collections, I don't think anybody's licensed to carry real Disney products except, I don't know who does. Disney? Anyway, then you go from this very masculine page to this very feminine page, and these are some of my absolute favorite photos of our daughter. I love them. And my son is very adorable here too, but really the focus is on my daughter. Like, look at that picture. It's so cute. Then there's my husband and our niece, and then other uncles. These are my husband's uncles with Juliana. They're just so cute. I love that picture too. That's so adorable. But I did that. I fussy cut some flowers out of another paper that I had used before for some other layouts. I found this random heart chipboard. And then yellow and orange and pink. I kind of like that combination. I don't know. Kind of works for me. Oh, I love these letters too. I believe these are Rosie's Studio, and they're those like pearlescent chipboard letters. I love them. And the hearts. That comes with that too. I noticed that throughout this event here, I'm using a lot of butterflies, which I typically don't do, but I quite like them. Yes, standard, typical Vicky, but it works. So here is, if you notice, just let me back up for a sec. I'm doing them in chronological order. So the church, the baby at home, then us at church, then us outside the church, and then I'm going to do the restaurant. So this is outside the church, and I think these turned out so cute. And this paper right here and these flowers aren't even from the same manufacturer, but look how well they work together. I absolutely love that. This isn't from the same manufacturer, but it works. I love mixing and matching stuff. That's why I'm not like I'm just not someone who scrapbooks with a collection or a kit. I love to intermingle it with all the stuff in my stash. That's how I work. There's nothing wrong with whatever we do. It's our albums, our style, but that's what works for me. And I really enjoy going through and seeing what I have and what works well together, just like this. Okay, so that's outside the church. This is still outside the church. And then we did some group shots of the families. So there's my family and the parents of the baby and the godparents, cousins, aunts, and uncles. I used a cute little bird, more butterflies. I used this beautiful Simple Stories, those tiny little page kits that I was showing in a few hauls. Love those. This came in there, so I kind of did a bit of a cluster here. That came in there. This was just something random sitting in a basket. And there's the overall. And the polka dot paper, I don't know where it's from, but it's subtle. I like that it's subtle and it just works as a nice background instead of having all white. This, I have to say, is probably my favorite page that I did in this whole event. I just love it. I used a lot of cocoa vanilla stuff and just sort of layered it up. And, I cut a frame in half here. This is a frame that I cut in half, added the rest there. This word is so old. I bet you all have it. Michael's had them a long time ago. All kinds of like these watercolory kind of words, chipboard. More flowers here, a little bit of enamel dots. Sweet, sweet pictures. So this guy is my husband's cousin. And he got married in 2015. So Juliana was born in 2006. 2015, what was she, like 9? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, 9. And she was sad that he was getting married because she had a bit of a crush on him. So that's cute. I remember having a similar situation when I was a kid and some guy got married that I thought, oh my God, I can't believe he's marrying her. I love him. Please. I was probably 5. But anyway, I love this page. And I used my Lawn Fawn, that splattery paper speckles, which, as you know from me showing it, is blue on the other side. But again, like this page, I like some subtle background so they're not always pure white, just to give it a little extra. So anyway, I love this. I love it. I love it. I love the pastels. I love everything about it. And oh, this one was fun to do. So if you look closely, I have these pearls adhered to this beautiful and strange white paper that's also pearlescent. Can you see that? I think this is not doing it much justice. There, you can see a bit of the sheen on there. This was actually from Dollarama. It is on a roll, and it was twice that width, and I cut it in half, and then I just stuck it down. Is it showing well? Should I go like this? Hold on. Hold on, guys. Let me see if I can. Is that better? So I would never use this on a regular day-to-day page. It's just a little too fancy for me. But for a wedding or a baptism or a communion, my gosh, is it not gorgeous? I love it. And then I had these. It was a package of just all white butterflies and flowers with little rhinestones from Michael's years ago. So I ended up using those, and they're just little like foamy kind of things. That's it. Really, there's not much to it. Just like the rest of my pages, very, very simple, not much to it, but I think they look lovely. So I'm quite pleased with how that turned out. Oh, I love this one. This one took me a long time because okay, I hate doing this, but I had a layout already done and I just couldn't stand it. So I ripped it apart. I wasn't fully completed, but I ripped it apart and I ended up doing this. So again, I'm using very old Creative Memories paper, the subtle polka dots at the top and just subtle swirls. I don't even know. It's like, at banquet halls, sometimes you see their wallpaper like this, very subtle swirls, kind of borderline floral, but you can't really tell. So I thought, hey, that looks good. It's very subtle. I love the black with that color. Then it was missing something, so I added these black lines to kind of just close it in. And I added this gold shimmery paper, which I bought at Dollarama once, but it's not even 12 by 12. So like you could see here, there's like a little seam. I think it's 10 inch. It looks 10 by 10 or 11 by 11. Anyway, I love how this worked out or turned out because look at this. So I have a picture on top. I have a picture on the back. I have a picture here. Nothing here. So that could have been another photo or journaling. And then that same here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So 8 per page, 16 per double page. Yes, please. That is what works for me. Same here. So I've got these. Again, the exact same thing where I have the blank black. Oops, where is it? And same thing here. I love it. Oops, I didn't cover that young guy's face. Anyway, that's it. I also have a black bow that I made out of ribbon. I added some gemstones to these cute flowers. This flower, this heart, and this wreath that I cut in half and added the other half to over here, as well as this chipboard word and these flowers were all from a Simple Stories collection that I believe was meant to be used like a memorial for someone who passed. I can't remember what it's called, but I used it for here and it looks perfectly fine. It's just beautiful. So you can really use your stuff however you want. It doesn't have to fit the exact theme that it's, representing. So many different uses for the stuff you buy. Oh, this all shifted. And is this the last one? Yeah, so here's the last one. So you see what I mean. That is a lot of pictures. And I know a lot of you guys would have just said, screw this. I'll use my top, 5 pictures. That's it. I can't do that. I have a really hard time with that. So here's another one where I used the 6 by 12 peekaboo. So I've got my pictures here. So that's how you see them. And then you flip over and there's more at the bottom. Right there. So it would have looked cute like that, but I really love that I was able to do this. Here are some more of those butterflies that came from the other package that I went to pick up that's more pastel I mentioned. And I popped these guys up on little pop dots just so that their wings stand up a little bit. Oh, check that out. Ooh, this stands up because of that. That's perfect. So if you can see that, their wings pop up a little bit. And I love them like that. What I also did, as I'm renovating my scrapbook room, I'm finding a lot of stuff that I didn't know I had. And these little pearl pieces, remember those little pearl sprays that you used to see at everybody's wedding because they were like, the wedding gift had like, the little almonds. If you're Italian or European, you kind of know what I'm talking about. We used to put those little almonds in a bag. And then there was also a little ribbon around them and then a spray of pearls. That's what these pearls are from. So I just kind of trimmed them. Oops, that one's kind of loose. I trimmed them and I thought, hey, they'll make good antennae, whatever, for these butterflies. So that's what I used just to give it a little extra. And I also used, see this? That came on a little strip of other like fabric trims from Michael's. And I'm going to say that must be at least 10 years ago. But it works so perfectly here. So I love that. I love these gold letters, and I have no journaling on this page. I was going to, so I thought, okay, I don't have room for my journal circles. I'll journal on the back, but really I didn't have anything more to say. So that's it. That is a lot of pages of a baptism. So let me move that aside because I want to quickly show you. Sorry, guys, this isn't one of my typically quick videos. It's already 20 minutes, but this is round 2. So grab a drink if you need, or take a stretch, or put me on hold, or pause, whatever. So I have already shown you this album. Look at what makes me so happy. This album, look, it's done now. So this can go on the shelf. You've seen all of these pages. You've seen all of these pages. All of these pages. And now I can show you this and plop this baby on my shelf. So we're looking at June 2012. And, oops. This is Italy was playing. So the Euro Cup was on and Italy beat England. Juliana and Anthony were so excited, being one part Italian, another part Croatian. That's what they used to say, Croatian. Dave brought out all the Italian paraphernalia he recently bought off a guy's truck. Yes, you know how the trucks always sell flags and blankets and all kinds of stuff? Yeah, he went crazy. So he bought the same stuff for his dad. A bunch of flags and all kinds of stuff. So I mean, this is okay. This page was partially finished. I just finished it off and that's it. Boom. And this one, now you're really looking at what my layouts used to look like back in 2012, right? But I'm fine with it. They're fine. The pictures are adorable. I love the memories and more documentation, right? I love also that, okay, so little things like this get me excited. I wrote here, one of the cutest things Dave bought was a little pink baseball cap for his princess. She loved it and was thrilled to have a matching skirt to wear. And Anthony wore a cool top given to him by Paul at Peel Chrysler. I would never remember that, but that's what I had written in my notebook. Paul from Peel Chrysler was this Croatian man that we bought my van off, and he gave Anthony this shirt. I think that's cute. It's totally irrelevant. It doesn't change the course of our history in any way. But I kind of like that I have that memory, so why not? I had also written somewhere that Dave had just bought this truck recently, so that's good for me to have. Probably nobody else will care, but I do. This is cute too. Little half Italians. So I journaled, I said, all 3 of these little cuties, so my daughter, my son, and my husband's sister's child, Liliana, who was the one from the baptism, all 3 of these little cuties were half Italian, which wasn't entirely accurate. Grandpa's dad, Pa Trieste, was pure Italian. Nonna Adele, his mom, was French. And Nanny, his ex-wife, so my husband's mother, was Canadian with Native heritage. So who knows? Maybe they were a quarter Italian. I don't know. But here I wrote little half Italians and then put in that information that I think is kind of cool for my kids to read one day. So there's that. I love my little guy's face, my little cutie pie. Oh, and all I did, like, this is simple, right? This is way back to scrapbooking 101. Made an Italian flag. Kind of, not even really, because it's sideways, but whatever. And then I just made this little one. And then again, just like I showed you in the baptism layouts, I went separate with just photos of my son. So I pulled all these ones out from the park and I wrote a little bit about him. He was only 3.5 at the time. Stuff like that. And we went to the park and I took the pictures just of him and scrapbooked them. You are my sunshine. I've seen that before. I can't take the credit for making that up, but I love it. Isn't that cute? So there's a lot of blue from his shirt that I worked into these puffy letters, which are still my favorite, the Simple Stories ones. I love them. And then I used a button, stuck in some twine, a couple more buttons, just using up my stash. It feels wonderful to use stuff up. And it feels even more wonderful that I know that in a couple weeks, it's Scrap Fest and I'll be buying stuff. Right? That's exciting. So this brings me to the last page of this album, which is Let's Play. It's not my favorite. Let me show you. How am I going to do this? Hold on. So again, I mentioned in my last video, in my last layout share, that it's very difficult for me to know which page ends the album, which page starts the next album. Should I do a cover page? Should I do an end? No, I just keep going and going, because with Creative Memories, first of all, I do double page spreads all the time. I'm not very interested in cover pages and stuff. I look at my albums as storybooks. I literally look at them as storybooks, chapter 1, chapter 2, and you just kind of continue, or volume 1, volume 2, you just continue where you left off. So I never worry about how's this going to look by itself, how's this going to look by itself. I don't worry about it, because by the time I finish my albums, these might be, how do I explain it? Like this might be in the same album as this layout, and who knows? I never know how it's going to end up. But whatever. For now, you can see that this is that layout. It's okay. It's not my favorite, but it's done. So this baby is going on the shelf. This baby is almost finished, but not quite. So let me show you. So this event stopped here. Sorry, things are falling apart because, again, this one now is a work in progress. And here's another one just of the kids at the park. And I looked at it. I'm like, just something blah about it. It still is blah, but I did this. I see a lot of people that that outline their letters to make them pop off the page, and that do this little like black line around their page. It worked. It outlined my letters. You can actually see them, and just the black, not straight, it was just freehand. That line just kind of closed it off for me. I love it. And then this is a very, very, very old sticker that I've had forever. Chopped it and added it. I don't usually chop in half. I usually have one side longer than the other. So that's it. Okay, let me see. Okay, this is going to be shown to you next time. Oops. And this, they're sticking together. I can't show it to you now because I'm not quite finished. Sadly, I need to get pictures from my stepmother-in-law, but because they hope to be moving soon, she's actually packed up a lot of stuff, and I guess she packed up her laptop too, because I can't get the rest of the pictures from her. Like these I want reprinted because I can't stand what that looks like. So anyway, let me take you to... Sorry guys, I appreciate your patience. This is kind of long. But then it takes you to this. So we're now looking at a union picnic. My husband and father both worked for the same union. This was back July 2012. And I love these pictures. I didn't need much more because the colors, just the colors of the pictures were so vibrant and vivid that it really didn't need much more. So that's all I put there. And the next page, I used that Simple Stories. Do I want to call it game night? I can't remember. Family game night? I don't remember. But you saw me use it for a lot of the Chuck E. Cheese pages and the Bread and Honey Festival in the other album. And they're perfect. I love these papers and embellishments. So I just used it here too. Not much more to it. Look how cute. I love this popcorn paper. So that, and then this page, it's okay. It is what it is. I'm not going to redo everything. I did do one thing though on this page, and I don't know if it makes much of a difference, but I cut out this red and just added that there. That's it. Otherwise it was like this already. Look at her face in this picture. She looks so cute. I just want to squish her. So that's that. And then we look, oh, and I used to love making these banners back then. And then pop dotted and with some twine. And then this is another day now. Now we're looking at Saturday, July 14th, 2012. We went to a local water park. And these are the people, same people that we did that fundraiser carnival thing with. And I love this layout. It is so simple. There's nothing to it. Again, nothing to it. So easy, but I love it. And then this, so this page was done, but it bored me to no end because I didn't have these flowers. So I fussy cut these out of a really, really, really old paper pad that I had bought at a place called Zellers. So my Canadian friends will remember Zellers. We had Zellers all across Canada until Target came in. So they got rid of Zellers, which was perfectly fine, brought Target in, and a year later Target was gone, and so was Zellers. So, but I remember that vividly for some reason that I bought that pad there. And I fussy cut these out and plopped them down. And I also plopped down this, Fun in the Sun, and just added some enamel dots just to, I don't know, give it a little something. So again, not my favorite, but it's done. I don't want to redo any of this. This one also, I don't love it. I don't hate it. It is what it is. It's finished and it's cute. So Water Babes, lovely. I put this little wave up there, this seahorse guy, a few gems. And this is a punch I used to use all the time from Creative Memories. I still have it. And every time I see it, I tell myself I should use it again. So I just might. And then I think we're near the end, guys. Thank you for your patience. Oh, how very un-Vicky. I am not a huge fan of this, but again, I am leaving it as is. I have enough work to do. Pictures are cute. The people are cute. The story's down and it's done. So I'm not going to worry about more than that. And then I'll show you all this stuff another time. I have to still finish quite a bit of this, redo a few pages, and then I'll be able to show you that. And then this album will be done and on my shelf. Yay, I'm getting there, guys. So thank you so much for your encouragement and your support. I love your comments. Thank you, everybody who said a prayer for my dear dad, who is recovering from a heart attack and triple bypass. And thank you guys always for coming back to my channel and your kind comments and just for being so darn awesome. I wish you a lovely day and I'll see you guys soon. Ciao for now.